I would not recommend you to buy any hardware, be it graphics card, processor, motherboard, any other hardware. Please do not buy it because so hello, namaste, sat sri akal, welcome to all the beautiful people out there. This is your boy Vibhas here again, back with another video, and today we are going to talk about some tech. So let us jump right in. The reason why we are talking about tech today is because I wanted to upgrade my PC, or you can say I was facing some issues with my computer, and it's been 8 years since I have had this PC, and I wanted to upgrade it. Basically my graphics card got fried and I planned to buy another graphic card, so I went with the AMD 5600 XT. So when my graphics card got fried, which was the Asus GTX 970, I went ahead and ordered a new graphic card. However, I was trying to find out as to how I can fix my graphic card, so I dismantled it and put it back together, and noticed that the exhaust fan that was connected to the graphics card was not connected properly. So I connected that, or I fixed that properly I fixed it into the socket properly, and it started working. But but I was unfortunate or fortunate, in whatever terms you would like it to say. I had ordered the new card already, so there was no way that I could cancel it, because cancellation would incur charges again. It was already on the way to Hyderabad where I live, so I did not get a chance to cancel that. That was a big process, and I decided, let's leave it at that. Let us get the new graphic card and install it. But the problem that I'm facing right now with my old system and new graphics card is my new graphics card is being bottlenecked by my old system. A long story short, I would say my old graphics card got fried. At least I thought it got fried, and I bought a new graphics card. Now the old system, or my old configuration, is bottlenecking my AMD 5700 XT. So I am in a little bit of dilemma whether to upgrade or not to upgrade. And another issue happened after that. I was facing issues with my motherboard. I was getting no display issue, so I went ahead and took it to a PC shop in Hyderabad. There's a very famous PC market, or PC bazaar you can say, which is known as the Shenoy Trade Center, CTC, in Hyderabad. I took it there and they tried to fix the problem. They were not able to. Somehow they applied some jugaad and started to make it work, but they informed me that they do not know as to, or they cannot guarantee as to how long it will work. So in the midst of all this, I was trying to think whether to upgrade my PC or whether to buy a new one, and was researching a little bit. And Nvidia, as you all know, the announcement came in that Nvidia is going to launch their Ampere graphics cards, which were the 3070, 3080 and 3090 to be precise, which are based off of the 6 nanometer Ampere technology, and they launched those graphic cards. And I must say I was pretty disappointed. This did not happen 6 months ago, because I bought my 5600 XT 6 months ago, and now what can I say? What can I say? Now I am thinking that I would have, or I should have postponed the purchase of buying my graphic card. But what has happened has happened. Right now I need to think about upgrading my system as to what my new PC would look like, or what components will I put into my new PC. After which, today AMD has announced the Zen 3 processors and the new series of graphic cards, which will be based off of the RDNA 2 architecture by AMD. Those will probably be the 6000 series graphic cards, or they might just rename it to Big Navi. Now let us discuss what Nvidia has in store and what AMD has in store in terms of graphics. Now Nvidia has got its very well designed or well built RTX technology. I must give the credit to Nvidia for that. The RTX technology is basically the lighting effects in games. That is the main function of the RTX technology, and the RTX or ray tracing technology of Nvidia is way ahead of AMD. Now AMD has promised that they are working on it, and the name of the RTX technology on AMD was Project Scarlet. I don't know whether they have changed the name or not, but they have promised that they are going to bring that technology with the 6000 series graphics cards that they are going to launch on October 8th and October 28th. That's about ray tracing between AMD and Nvidia. Now the funny thing is that, you know, the Xbox consoles or PS5, the upcoming PS5 console, and the Mac, as you all know, Apple has ended or finished their agreement with Intel and moved on to AMD, which means that, you know, AMD is manufacturing better processors these days than Intel. Intel is no doubt a good company. Yes, it is a great company. AMD right now is in the lead. They are manufacturing better processors, and if you believe the rumors, Zen 3 is going to be at least 20 to 30% faster than the 10th gen Intel processor, or the flagship Intel processor, I must say. So that against the Intel processor, I don't know whether Intel has an answer for this, but Intel, you should watch out. There is a lot of news in the tech industry saying that there are many employees who are quitting Intel because of this, the processor wars, you can say. Out of this, what is it for the common man, or what is it for the consumer, you may ask? The only thing that a consumer really cares about is money, that he should get every penny's worth of his money, and that is what I believe in. So if you ask me, I would any day go ahead with something that gives me a better performance for my money rather than sticking to one thing. So if you ask me between Intel and AMD, which one would I choose? I would definitely choose the AMD Zen 3 processors that are coming up right now. I would choose that because they are based off of the new architecture, and I believe they have moved from the 7 nanometer architecture to 5 nanometer architecture. This was the same case going on with Nvidia. They were on 12 nanometer architecture for this GPU, but with the Ampere 3070, 3080 and 3090, they have moved to 6 nanometer from 12 nanometer. So that's a huge leap. So Nvidia took the help from Samsung and jumped to 6 nanometer technology with the new Nvidia GPUs. If you see the statistics of 3070, 3080 and 3090 respectively, they are beasts of graphic cards, and they are priced really well. AMD will have to watch out for this. Personally, I don't believe that, you know, AMD can compete with the 3090 or 3090 Titan of Nvidia. If they get close to 3090, I would be really happy. The only other thing that they need to rethink is about the pricing. Now Nvidia has very cleverly priced the 3070 at $500, the 3080 at $700, and the 3090, which is their flagship, at $1,500. I mean, they might just launch a Titan or a super version so that, you know, they do not give AMD a chance, but AMD will have to play it safe and price their products accordingly. Now I always support the underdog, so I would support AMD. The other thing that Nvidia has got going for itself would be the DLSS technology, which is basically image sharpening in games. That technology in AMD is known as RIS, which is radon image sharpening. They both are pretty competitive, I must say, but we cannot say, I mean, with the new RDNA 2 architecture of AMD, we cannot say, or we cannot judge as to where AMD stands or where Nvidia stands. We would only know this after the launch of the AMD Zen 3 processors and the 6000 series Big Navi graphics cards. That is what I would say. Until and unless the next launch of AMD, we cannot say as to who stands where. Personally, if I can get a graphics card that is equally better to 3070 or 3070 Ti at a lesser price, I would be happy. So that is what AMD should look at. They should not look at, you know, competing with 3090. They might just surprise us. We do not know, or we cannot say as to what AMD has got in store until its launch. Instead of jumping to 7 or 6 nanometer, I think they would directly go up to 5 nanometer technology, just to, you know, give a good competition, or just to beat Nvidia on those grounds. We do not know which one would be better, whether it would be Nvidia or whether it would be AMD who would be taking the crown this time for the best GPU. So we can only wait and watch. That is what we can do. Do mark your calendars for October 8th and October 28th. AMD will be launching the Zen 3 processors and also the big Navi or the 6000 series graphic cards on either of these dates. So let us wait and watch for that. And the second most important update, which is AMD will be launching their new chipset. I don't know what they're going to call it, but they are going to launch new chipset motherboards. So we'll have to look into that as well. Actually, now I get to connect the dots. The new Zen processors, Zen 3 processors to be precise, AMD will be launching compatible motherboards, or new chipset which is compatible with the Zen 3 processors. We'll have to wait for that. Last but not the least, there are three aspects that you could judge both the Nvidia and the AMD GPUs. The first one would be the RTX technology. Like I have mentioned, Nvidia is superior in the RTX technology, and I hope AMD has a good answer for them on this front. The second one would be the pricing. Pricing has to be competitive, and both Nvidia and AMD have to have competitive pricing. The third thing would be the DLSS and the RIS. These are the aspects that we would be looking at. And finally, I would say, if you take these three out of the picture, the one and only thing that AMD is lacking behind Nvidia for is the drivers. The drivers of Nvidia graphics cards are way better, or way further ahead of AMD. So AMD drivers team, they will have to catch up with this. They'll have to do some sort of magic this time, or they just could. We would never know. So they'll have to do some kind of magic with the drivers this time to make everything work. If you see 5700 XT, though on paper and on hardware they are a little powerful than the 2080 Ti, but they do not beat or defeat 2080 Ti. And I believe the drivers are to be blamed for that. And I hope that, this time around, with the hardware, drivers would be up to mark, so that they can beat the Nvidia lineup. Personally, as a consumer, if I get the same level of performance as 3080 or 3090 at a lesser price, then I would most probably, or if I'm not a fanboy, I would most probably go with the AMD graphics card rather than Nvidia graphics card. That is what I would say. All in all, what's in it for the basic consumer? Value for money. With the launch of these tech or these hardware in the tech industry or tech market, a person like me, I would go ahead with whatever gives the better performance. That is what any consumer would look at. If you're planning to buy a new PC, or if you're planning to upgrade your old PC, you have to hold on. I would not suggest you to go ahead and buy the new graphics card just because it's launched, or just because Nvidia has launched it. I would suggest, or I would request you to let AMD launch their set of graphics card and processors. I would request you to wait for them. Don't buy anything yet, except for PSUs. Yes, PSU shortage is real, and in the coming months there is going to be PSU shortage. So if you are planning to upgrade your PSU, or if you are planning to buy a new PSU, please go ahead and do it, because there is going to be a PSU shortage. Other than that, I would not recommend you to buy any hardware, be it graphics card, processor, motherboard, any other hardware. Please do not buy it because the prices are going to fall. So that is what's in store for the consumer. I mean, they will get better performance, better bang for their buck as the prices will fall. Because with the launch of the new Nvidia graphics card, I've already seen 1000 to 1500 rupees difference in motherboards. I mean, I'm just taking an example vaguely. So I have already seen that fall, and with the Zen 3 processors launching, there is going to be say another 1000 or 1500. So the same system that you will buy now for 12,000, or the same motherboard that you will buy now for 12,000 rupees, you might just get it at 8,000 or 8,500 rupees. That is the entire reason why for making this video. If you are planning to buy or upgrade your system right now, please stop it, which is what I would want as a consumer, and which is what I would suggest you as a tech geek or a techie guy, whatever you want to call it. If you like this video, please do like, comment, share and subscribe, and do suggest as to what you would like to see or what type of videos should I make, so that we can grow together. So thank you so much for watching the video, and as always, stay home, stay safe, stay blessed, keep riding, and see you in another video. If you